So, crazy day today, am I right? It seems Microsoft has done a complete 180 when it comes to their DRMs, so I'm not talking properly. I apologize. We're gonna kind of go over some of the changes that they made and how that affects everything in general with their always online now, not having to always be online stuff. I made that absolutely confusing. Now, to summarize it pretty easily, the Xbox One is going to work very similar to how the Xbox 360 works today. Once you buy the Xbox One, I think there's going to be a patch that's not completely related to the DRM change. You're going to have to download that patch, and then from then on forward, you don't have to ever connect your Xbox One to the internet ever again. It will never have to check every 24 hours to make sure that everything's going the way it should and everything checks out. You can play your games offline for the rest of your life, for the rest of the time that you own the Xbox One. Also, your games aren't completely locked to your account and to your console and all that crazy nonsense that was going on. If you buy a physical copy of a game for the Xbox One, you can go ahead and lend it out, share it to anyone, share it with anyone that you want to, let them put it into their Xbox One, it'll play on their Xbox One. A lot of fantastic stuff, let me tell you. You can trade games the way that you want to, you can lend them out the way that you want to, you can sell them to whoever you want to sell them to, or just give them to whoever you want to give them to. And it seems like renting a physical copy of a game is finally just back on track when it comes to the Xbox One, because that was one of the themes that I was just really unforgivable with when it came to Microsoft. I felt like I could never rent a physical copy of a game ever again, and I kind of enjoy the Redbox service. And another absolutely crazy thing is that the Xbox One is no longer region locked. PS4, Sony was boasting about that when it came to the PS4. Hey, wherever, whenever with this console. Just saying. So Microsoft kind of made a change of heart when it came to that and said, hey, Xbox One, wherever, whenever. Us too. It's crazy amazing to me that people could just speak up and speak loud enough to make a company like Microsoft stop in their tracks and go, whoa, we really want your money, so you know what, let's just backtrack a little bit here, let's make some changes. I understand that what we were doing was a really huge step that a lot of people just weren't ready for quite yet. Once again, I completely understood it. I was okay with the console always being online and having to check in every 24 hours. For me, I'm very lucky to have a very stable internet connection. The only time that it goes down is whenever my internet provider does some type of update and I have to just reset the modem. So I feel bad for others that don't have that type of connectivity, and I feel bad for those people. Like, there's a lot of people mentioning people who are in the military, who are in the service, across seas. They may not ever have a very decent internet connection. It's not fair that they can't experience the Xbox One because they're just in a very weird situation in a place very far away from home where internet connection may be totally understanding and cool with us here in the States, but totally not the norm in other places. Unfortunately, this change with the DRM is making some features unavailable ever again, or just they're going to have to rework how that feature works now that the console can possibly be offline. They're taking away the feature where whenever you purchased a game and attached it to your account, it was available wherever you went. Your library pretty much traveled wherever your gamertag went. So if you signed on another friend's console, or you let that friend have access to your console with the 10-person family plan, they could easily access your entire library anywhere, which is pretty awesome because I know that it can be a hassle going, okay, well, what games do you want to play? What do you want me to bring over? I could have just been like, hey, here's my entire library right here. Didn't even have to drag anything with me. What do you want to play? So that is kind of a bummer because that was something that I was really interested in and thought was a really, really cool feature. Not to mention that family plan is not going to be available at launch, and that's all that's really been said about it. We don't know if it's something that's going to appear later on once they kind of reconfigure it to work with offline consoles. And that is something that is kind of, I thought was a pretty neat feature. Like, I understood why they worked it and how they worked it due to the having to check in every 24 hours. So it was kind of neat that I could have given access to my brother, my sister, just any of my family members, any of my close friends that I trusted, say, hey, you can access my library, you're allowed to. And it seemed like that family plan was coming free of cost. So that currently will not be available at launch. It's not going to be available at launch. So hopefully Microsoft kind of reconfigures it so that it is something that can possibly be available later on. So be excited for those of you who just did not like the idea of that policy, because you've won, you did it. Microsoft has stopped in their tracks and they've completely reconfigured and made it a more accessible console to you. And you know what? It's okay to forgive and forget and be like, alright, I can purchase your console because I am interested in what your console has to give me. I just wasn't really interested in your policies. So yeah, that's everything that happened today with Microsoft. Go ahead and go down in the comments and let me know. Are you still kind of wary or maybe hesitant about it? Or maybe you're super excited and you're like, finally I can back the Xbox One and not catch a whole bunch of crap for it, and I can purchase it and not feel like a dirty person. So make sure you go down in the comments, let me know, and I'll see everybody later. Bye!